What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Mint City Soccer Show. I'm Corey Ensko. I'm here with Matt Swift. Matt, how you doing?
I'm all right.
That was "and" with a thumbs up, so like that's better than like an "and" with like a shaky hand or something like that.
It's a very confusing answer.
It's
like a
hey.
I'm very confused about how I feel right now.
Okay, I guess I'll take it. The other voice you heard was David Gussler. How you doing today?
I'm back. I actually have a voice.
You're
now.
back.
I'm back.
It's nice to
Play
have
a
all
little
three
bit
of
of
us.
soccer. It's good now.
Yeah, it's nice to have all three of us. I feel like it's been a minute since all three of us have been on the show, so always good to have that back. Coming off of a meh, I guess is the best way to say it, with the thumbs up match on Saturday night. So yeah, how are we feeling after Saturday?
My best moment of the whole entire match was when I look up at the jumbo screen and I see Corey on there on the fan cam. That was the highlight of the game for me.
I'm glad.
I mean, I always like to see Corey, but literally that was the highlight. If that tells you anything about the actual game itself.
That
Corey,
was fun.
What were you doing before you respond? What were you like?
Oh no!
Were you like doing the sprinkler? Were you like doing, like what was going on there?
Me and all my dance moves, you know that. No, so they did the selfie cam at halftime, which like not the one with the filters, just like the regular old like user camera to get on the jumbotron. And so I have season tickets for my two kids this year as well. So it's all four of us there every match. It was a lot of fun. And so I sit beside my oldest. And last game I tried to do it with both kids and get them on the screen, and then they didn't use any of the feeds. Like they just like scan the QR code to go on selfie cam, and then just something must have failed. I don't know what happened. They just never showed any selfie cams. So fine, whatever. So I tried it again this week thinking like, it may or may not happen. And then all of a sudden me and my oldest were up on the jumbotron, which was very cool. She was very excited about it. So that was fun. Now I got to make sure to include my younger daughter next time, or else, we might have some issues. But it was a good time. It was exciting to actually get popped up on there. So that was very fun. I'm glad it actually worked for the stadium team this time.
the last time that I was in the stadium before that was happening, I think I was in the supporter section and I had a little bit too much to drink at one point. God, this was probably like 2 years ago, maybe. And we were trying to like trick whoever the operator was for the selfie cam to like get us on there. And we were like thumbs up and like doing all like the fun, goofy stuff. And we were like, if we get put up on there, we're going to just like boo and F this and all this, because
wow.
So I was like, yeah, it was not a very good thought process. And I'm glad I didn't get on the screen because, but yeah. Corey, yours is much more wholesome. And I'm glad that yours actually happened.
Thank you. Yeah, we were very excited about it. So always good to get kids on the Jumbotron. So
it does make sense now though, because I remember during the game, I got a random text where Swift, I'm in our group chat. I'm at home watching the game, and all of a sudden Swift out of nowhere goes, "I see you, Corey," with no context, no pictures, no nothing. And I'm just sitting here. I'm like, maybe he ran into him in the vault, or maybe he ran into him in the sideline or something. And I'm like, no, I don't know what this is. I feel excluded for 48 hours until just now. So it's good.
Sorry.
You had to be there. Look, we had to find reasons to be entertained over that match. So we took it where we could.
Yeah.
It was not great.
No. All right.
Well, Corey, I was going to say on that note, so we can transition to talking about the wonderfulness of Miami, because I've got some feelings. I've got some.
I don't like how you set that up.
thoughts.
I'm going to jump in here and say that you set that up by calling this the wonderfulness of Miami. No, I don't like that framing of this.
You can frame it however you want. It was not wonderful.
No, it was not. It was not.
But so Swift, Corey, I know you guys were at the game. I was not. I was still trying to finally get over whatever this flu bug that I had was. But yeah, man, it was interesting. The first thing that I saw was when the starting 11 popped up. Messi didn't make it in town. So Swift, Corey, I know both of y'all were there. What kind of impact do you think that had on some of the fans inside the stadium that were there specifically just to see Messi? And should they be upset? Like, I guess that's the first thing I have to ask is like, should they be upset for that or what?
Go ahead, Corey. I have a lot of thoughts on this, so
Okay,
you better go
I'll
ahead.
start off. I'll let you go ahead. I don't know if upset's the right word. I can see being disappointed, right? Like, I mean, because there's probably people who bought tickets for this and probably paid above face value for the sole reason of they wanted to see Messi, or they wanted a kid to see Messi, or whatever, like the very legit reason of like, we might, this is a good chance to go see him. We didn't get to go the first 3 years. Like, let's go see him this time when he comes into town. And you don't know until like right before the match, like, whether or not he's going to play or not. So it's kind of always a risk you take. So, I get, you should definitely be disappointed in that. I can understand being disappointed with that, but also when you looked at, like, made sense when you look at the schedule later, like they're in the middle of, CONCACAF Champions play right now. So they had a match midweek last week. They have a match coming up midweek this week. In retrospect, kind of made sense that he wouldn't play. But yeah, I mean, I get that. I don't know if it had a huge impact. There was still a big crowd. There was still a ton of Messi jerseys of all shapes and sizes and colors, and so that was still there. It maybe impacted the atmosphere a little bit in that people weren't going crazy every time Messi touched the ball. But it still was a really good crowd that didn't have a whole lot to cheer for, unfortunately. But yeah, I get being a little disappointed that you don't get to see him play. And I guess, it'd be nice. It wouldn't be nice. You wouldn't do this from a strategic standpoint as a coach. You wouldn't say early on that like Messi's not going to play in the weekend. It's just so people can make arrangements based on that. But, it would have been kind of nice if I'd bought tickets just to come see him, to know earlier in the fact that like he wasn't going to be there, and kind of prepare for that. So anyway, that was kind of a long rambling answer, but I wasn't mad about not seeing him on there. That was fine with me. But yeah, I bet some fans were pretty disappointed by that situation. Go ahead, Matt.
I have mixed thoughts on this because my high school friend Graham came up for the game, and his kids all love Messi, right? And they live in North Carolina, so the hope is, they come to Charlotte FC games and they become Charlotte FC fans, and so they came to see Messi though, right? And so did a lot of other kids. I agree with you, Corey. A coach is not going to be like, we're not going to have Messi here. Plan accordingly, right? They're going to wait to the last minute. That's a little bit of gamesmanship. The only problem I have is this league has invested a lot of money in Messi. They market him to death. Messi skipped the All-Star game. He gets jersey sales that no other player gets. So he gets a lot of extra accommodations. So to me, him not traveling with the team to at least be there is kind of a shitty look to me. If you're going to be, if you're going to get all of this accommodation and all this extra support and marketing, and you are the greatest ever, show the hell up then. So that kind of pisses me off a little bit in that regard. Like, be the ambassador. He doesn't do interviews because he, can't speak English. Like I said, he didn't go to the All-Star game. So what is he doing for the league? Because the league is bending over backwards for him. So that's kind of my only thing. But yeah, Corey, to your point,
the league,
go ahead.
The league also got in trouble this past season. I don't know if you saw like the subtle lawsuit where, MLS teams were using Messi to promote him coming to these games to help like ticket sales, open up larger games, like playing in Soldier Field. And when they were just recently playing in the Ravens NFL stadium against DC because they wanted the bigger venue. And the league actually got in trouble and they actually settled because supporters and fans were buying tickets because of the marketing that the league was doing to promote him for these games. And then he wouldn't show up or he wouldn't even travel, and people were getting pissed off about it. So, I get both sides of it, but as a fan of Charlotte FC, I could really care less. And I wish we took more advantage of him not playing, but that's a different conversation. But
as far as the game itself, like him being here, the atmosphere. I mean, we have a lot of fans here, and there was some. I don't know if you guys saw. You guys are not really on Twitter all that much anymore, but there were all these fake reports that our game was sold out because of Messi. 80% of the tickets sold was because of Messi. And this is from an account that has hundreds of thousands of followers. And
just doing clickbait stuff. Yeah.
You're perfectly capturing why I'm no longer on Twitter.
Yeah. And so
100% same here.
I said this on Twitter. It's like, I like Messi. Don't get me wrong. He's the greatest. I think he's the greatest player we've seen. I would like him more if it wasn't for his insufferable fans who are hero worship to the point of absolute delusion, like insane craziness. But anyway, that's my kind of like take on him not being there. I would like to have seen him at least travel with the team.
That's a valid point.
Just so kids can like, oh, there's Messi. I got to see him. I think that would have been, because everybody knows like he's not going to play every game. There's going to be a rotation.
It's the same thing as Michael Jordan at the end of his career when he's playing for, Washington. He would at least still travel and maybe not get minutes or play full games, but like he would still be there because it was the same thing. I remember seeing Michael Jordan at the end of his career because went to a game and did he play? Not really, but I still got to say I saw MJ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So that would have been my only thing. I kind of wish he would have played because we actually played better when he is on playing against us.
What you're telling me, Swift, is that Messi's scared to play in Charlotte because he's yet to win a game against Charlotte in Charlotte, and he didn't want to have another opportunity to mess that up, is what you're telling me. So,
yeah, I mean, I will say this is going to be a little jab. There's a bunch of other players that play every single game. They play midweek games. They play on Saturday. So, I don't know. Do with that what you will.
I am glad for that reason you said earlier that we didn't open up the upper deck or anything like that, because it does feel it's bad either way. I hate it for the fans who bought the tickets regardless, but it would have been way worse if they like sold extra tickets on that and then he just doesn't show up. So I mean, there's a silver lining there of just like, let's do lower bowl, but yeah, I'm with you. At least travel on the plane, sit on the bench, warm up a little bit. People can say they saw you play in warm ups and, move on with life. That's fine.
Right.
Well, so while Charlotte missed out on Messi mania in this week, I'm trying to figure out ways to make Miami sound really positive for you here, Corey. I'm just joking. I'm joking.
Hold on, let me be clear, because things get misconstrued with me too much, apparently.
Oh yeah.
First, Corey hits the wave. I'm joking.
You called Miami wonderful, and I'm saying I don't want to call Miami wonderful. That's what I was responding to. So you can be as mean to Miami as you want to.
I'm just messing. I know. So, but no. So Charlotte showed up basically with the same starting 11 as the previous week. Swift, with a Messi-less Miami, and I think they also had somebody else that was did not travel. I'm trying to think who it was.
They rotated 10 players from their Wednesday game.
Yeah,
so it was a massive rotation, and they called up a bunch of younger kids too. So
yeah, enter Miami to whatever it is for MLS next. So yeah, it was definitely not Miami's A squad per se. So Charlotte, I think on paper should have had a little bit of a hotter start against this team, don't you think?
100%. I mean, that's the thing about this game is that it could have gone worse. We could have lost, but it is Miami. Miami's really, really good from top to bottom, but we are playing at home. We are playing a heavily rotated Miami squad that didn't have Messi, and we played really bad. So, at least we got a point, I guess. That's kind of how I'm choosing to look at it. But, that one's tough, man. And those are the type of games that's either going to like make or break the season or could come back and really bite us in the butt later when we need, a couple points at the end of the season. But again, we talked about this before. Sometimes you play games and you're really bad, but you get a point. Sometimes that's what makes or breaks your season. So I don't know. I guess it depends on how you want to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, and before we get into too much specifics here, because I definitely have some moments and some conversations here, but I mean, Charlotte had essentially on paper probably be their best starting 11 playing in this game on paper, except for one or two little things here. I mean, you're looking at me. I know. I mean, you've got Luca De La Torre, who was out with a concussion this game. Henry Kessler, we still don't know potentially what he could see or do in this team. You've got Morrison starting at right center back in this game. Lil Abada continues to start at the wing, which I'm sure is the one that you're kind of shaking your head at a little bit. But other than that, I mean, it seems like it's best starting 10, whatever you want to call it. Like we should be able to play up to this level of team, correct?
Yeah, no, you're right. You would think with a DP winger that would be our best 11, but it's not. It's best 10, like you said. But on paper, yeah, David, like we should have done better, and we didn't. We got off to a really, really poor, slow start, which we have a tendency to do. And I think when I went back and watched the game, Taylor Twellman even was like, he's like, what's the deal with the intensity? Like, why are we not? What's going on? Like he was confused too. So I don't get it. I don't get why this team comes out so flat. And I know that they probably prepared for Messi and had this whole game plan. But I mean, Jesus, it's not hard to adjust. I don't think. But we just did not come out well.
But should that be a huge adjustment? I mean, I'm going to walk this back. Yes, it's a huge adjustment not having Messi on the field, but like it should, in theory, make it easier for the team that's playing them to play better without a player like Messi on the field, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're really training and really honed in on one player and how to contain him, and then when you don't have that, it kind of like, okay, now what? And I'll show later our positioning and the way we're moving as a team, totally completely thrown off. Didn't know who to guard. It just didn't seem cohesive. And literally, first 10 minutes of the game, I was like, oh no, this is not good.
So on that note, and I know you've got some photos to kind of talk through some key moments, and I guess one of the questions, and I don't know if it's in the Q&A, Corey, so sorry if I'm jumping ahead here too, but like you mentioned first half, really kind of the slower pace here. We're what, game 3-4 at this point in the season? Are you concerned at all with what our attack is doing right now? So like if you look on paper and look at the starting lineup, you've got a DP in Wilfred Zaha starting. You've got a U22 designated player in Eden Toklomati up top. You got a DP in Lil Abada. You've got essentially a DP in Pep Biel in the attacking mid position, right? So 4 of your attacking players are either designated type players or higher elevated salary players with players where you have higher expectations for, right? And, I know Austin, we scored 3 goals, played a man up for majority of the game, feel good, right? But then if you go back to like Los Angeles, you go to St. Louis, our attack has been kind of lackluster, and it seemed like it started a little bit slower in this game too. I think we only had like 5 or 6 shots in the first half, like 2 or 3 of those came in the final 10 minutes or so. Like, what do you think's off? Is it distribution from the midfield? Is it the attack? Is it the players? Is it mental side? Like, what do you think it is?
I think it's just situational awareness and moving well off the ball. I think I do have one screenshot where I do show like, hey, this is actually good movement here, and it actually led to a shot on goal, which was rare. And we just have not really been good, no matter who's in that middle 3, of moving around well, getting the ball in good pockets of space, getting the ball to Pep Biel and letting him work with the ball. It's just very like one touch and then turn the ball over. One pass downfield, turn the ball over. And then, in transition and on defense, we're just all over the place and cannot seem to know who we're marking. It's just, we're not sharp. We're not sharp so far this season. We looked really good against Austin in the first, 15 minutes when it was still 11v11, 15, 20 minutes.
Fair.
But that's the best we've looked. But you would think you would be able to replicate that here, and we didn't. We just absolutely flat. And I think that's got to be coaching. I don't know. I've got some major questions about Dean, to be perfectly blunt. And the longer we go, the more questions I have about choices. The same issues that we continue to have over the course of a couple seasons now.
So I Yeah, interesting. So, for those who don't know, there was supposed to be an open training session today, but weather permitted, cancel that. Swift was going to be going there and having all the hard hitting questions. He was going to run onto the field, tackle Dean, not let him go until he answered all of his tactical questions. But Dean made some calls, told the weather to make sure that they canceled it, and said Swift can't come anymore. So, the first half, I'm trying to even think. I really wasn't much from a Charlotte perspective, right? That really stood out to me, at least in terms of excitement. I know the Nathan Byrne injury happened in the first half. It kind of slowed the pace and the momentum of the game down a little bit there. But what stood out to you in the first half, really, Swift, for Charlotte in this game?
Not, like I mentioned earlier, like not moving the ball well with urgency like we did against Austin. It's just so weird that we had this sense of urgency there. We don't hear against Miami. And if it was a messy side, like a full, strong, messy side, I could maybe see a little bit of caution, but it wasn't. It was a heavily rotated. So why not go the hell at them? It just makes no sense to me. And as players and as a coach, you have to understand the situation, and we don't seem to understand situational things. I don't understand why.
So one thing that comes up, and I'm sure maybe it's probably one of the questions later, and we can get into it later as well, but yellow cards. Can we talk about that in the first half a little bit? So, Silvetti got a yellow card 6 minutes into the game for Inter Miami. And then Charlotte FC got 2 yellow cards of their own, with Wilfred Zaha getting a yellow card at the 33rd minute and Ashley Westwood getting one at the 38th minute. I'll come back to Ashley's because I think that one was kind of fair. The Wilfred Zaha one, this is his, fourth yellow card in 4 games.
Yep.
Is obviously getting fouled quite a bit. Before I give my thoughts and opinion on it, like what does Charlotte got to do? What does Wilfred Zaha got to do to stop this pace? Because the way I'm looking at it is we're going to go ahead and not have a game with Wilfred Zaha in the first 10 games of the season because of yellow card accumulation, right? Mm-hmm. It's just going to happen. So, what do we need to do to help slow this down? You think?
I don't. He's got to shut the hell up. If you're gonna and I love Zaha, you guys know that. I defend him all the time. But at some point, you got to shut up. To get the cards that he's getting is for dissent.
Yep.
Crack somebody. Close fist punch somebody if you're gonna do this and miss a game. But this pissy ass yelling at the referee, 4 cards in 4 games for talking and yelling at the referee. 1, 2, okay. Because I get it. He's hacked constantly. But at this point, you're 2 seasons in. You know you're going to get hacked constantly.
And to be fair to Wilfred Zaha, too, it's more than 2 seasons of getting fouled for Zaha. He's had a career of getting fouled. I get it.
So it should be no shot.
Correct. Players know how to get into his head. Coaches know how to get into his head. Hack him early, piss him off. And he's going to get dissent with the referee or, mouthing off to a player because it's just what's going to happen. Right.
Yeah.
I want to protect Wilfred Zaha.
If it's once or twice, totally get it. He's an emotional dude, always has been. I get it. He's going to get one of, but when you do it 4 games in a row, if he gets a yellow card this next game, he misses the next game. We're not even talking about 10 games in at that point. That he's missing a game for yellow card accumulation.
At this point, I'm just be honest with you. I want him to get one next game. Just go 5 for 5. If you're gonna go for it, go big.
Just go.
We might as well at this point. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and miss your game, and then let's just reset from there.
But my frustration on this, and I hear you, Corey, and I know if you're gonna do it at this point, just do it at the 89th minute, so then that way it's whatever. But my frustration on it is that I feel like Wilfred Zaha has to play differently at that point because it's always happening, or at least it's always seems like it's always happening lately in the first half. Because now we're having to walk on eggshells for 60 plus minutes of a player that's on a yellow that if he mouths off again which he does. He
Mhm.
probably should have gotten a second yellow in this game and gotten ejected, but
And last
somehow, somehow avoided it.
Yep.
You're now putting the team at risk of playing a man down because you can't keep your mouth shut. Like, again, I know fouls are going to happen and I know you're going to get frustrated, but we've got to figure out a way to not, I don't know. I know it's easier said than done for me to say that, but like, and I'm not the one that's getting fouled. I'm not the one that's getting hacked. I'm not the one that's getting frustrated, but it's super frustrating as a fan because you see, it's almost as if our tactics and he can't be as aggressive as he wants to be because he knows he's on that yellow now. And it impacts the way our attack is.
Yeah. So he gets a yellow card in the 19th minute against Austin, and he gets a yellow card in the 34th minute of this game. I didn't even I didn't even look at the other two games. But but to your point, like, then you're spending the majority of the game on a yellow card. So even if there's a breakaway and you really need to make a foul, you can't. So I get it. Like, maybe do it later in the game, dude. Like, come on. Like, I'm on his side, but like, man, you've got to stop.
And he's justified in being as frustrated as he is. To your point,
absolutely.
like I get it where he's coming from. I mean, it's ridiculous what's happening to him and the way other teams play him and what that means. But it also means he has a reputation. He's on every ref's radar, especially when he goes off on midweek press conferences talking about refereeing. Like, that's just going to put you on if even more on the radar. The ref's going to come in looking for you to get your yellow. Like, you are not going to get a pass on that first yellow. It seems like he's gotten some passes on the second yellow at least, but like they're looking. It's the first moment they get to, they're going to show him a card, like because they're ready for it. They're primed for it. They know he's going to do something, and so if they're going to try to keep the game under control, they're going to give him a quick yellow. I still feel like this ref lost control of the match around this point anyway, but he's primed for it. But I mean, I get it. He's right in being frustrated. Yeah, complain in press conferences and to the media and on Snapchat or whatever you want to do. Like, I get it, but like, in the game, they've got to find a way to keep him from mouthing off in that way. Like, there's got to be something we can do to get him to not do that every single time. Because it changes the entire minimum of the game and how he plays.
It's almost like, because I don't know if you noticed in the Austin game, and because I know I was watching it on television, the referee's microphone was picking up like him chatting on the side or on the field, and he instantly said, "I don't deserve to get abused like that. I'm not going to get abused like that." Instantly after Zaha starts talking to him, and he issued the yellow, right? And so it's almost as if, because like in the NFL and MLS, they have meetings, coaching seminars beginning of the season, and they kind of be like, hey, this is the priority. Like, we're not going to allow this to happen this season, or hey, this is something that we're going to be watching a lot of. Think like 2 years ago, where it was like all the players would converge on the referee and surround them, and they would call it, like, I can't remember what it was called, like bullying or something like that. I don't know, whatever. And they were like, we're going to make a point to call this really harshly early in the season to help nip it in the butt. It's almost as if it's the Wilfred Zaha rule or whatever. It's like, hey, we're not going to allow Wilfred Zaha to talk to us. Like, that's just what it is. Like, we're just not going to play with it this year, and we're just going to card it instantly when it happens.
Yep.
How do you fix that, Swift?
I was going to say, jumping into a couple of questions that we had related to this, since we're already going on so long on it, we can kind of close out this part of things. But Spencer Croup didn't have a question, just more of a statement about how tired he is of how the refs handle Zaha. Fouled all the time, but the moment he dissents, immediate yellow, kind of what we're talking about. Yes, he needs to cool down a bit, but damn, he gets beat up, which is, again, it's justified in why he's so frustrated, but he's just got, knowing that this is what keeps happening, he's got to handle it better.
And Keith, sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I'll sorry, and I know we're talking about this a lot. The thing that's frustrating to me in this game, especially as a player like Suarez, is like the biggest like shit eater, just sitting there and like fouls and dives and yaps and instigates, and was just as dissentful as Zaha was in this game and did not receive a yellow for dissent. Yeah. So like that's the frustrating thing about it, is that if you are going to be that trigger happy to pull a card out for dissent, you need to be consistent with it, not just on Wilfred Zaha. Go ahead, Corey. I'm sorry. That's the last thing I'll say on that.
I was going to say, an aside on Suarez, I enjoyed the amount of times I heard people in the stadium telling their non-soccer fan friend how terrible of a person Suarez is. Like just multiple times I heard this interaction, and it usually start with like, "Do you remember that World Cup a while back where somebody bit a dude?" And they're like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "That's him." And it's like, that's not the only time he did it. Multiple times throughout the stadium, man. I heard this conversation happen. I really enjoyed that. And then Keith says, Zaha was asked if the lack of protection from the league would influence his decision in the summer. He didn't really answer. With refs now giving him a yellow every game, do you think it's an influence on his decision, assuming the club wants to sign him? And follow up, do you think the league office even cares? So basically around the talk of, does the way he's treated by the officiating in MLS change his desire to be here long term? Matt, you seem unsure about that logic.
Yeah, because we just talked about it. Like, he's always been fouled everywhere he goes.
Right.
So I don't know if it's necessarily that. I think there would be other factors at play that would kind of trump that a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he's always fouled in every league he's ever played in. So
yeah.
I'm done talking about it. Sorry.
That's all we got. I wanted to go ahead and get out of the way. We talked about it for a while. Like, let's get all the questions out of the way. So now we can move on from the Zaha situation.
Yeah, I definitely want to touch on some first half movement and defensive awareness. I have some screenshots for everybody, but definitely some positives and definitely some negatives in the first half. If we want to, like, now I guess talk through those.
Yeah, let's do it.
Which ones we want to do first? You direct me.
It should be the first set that I gave you. I'm trying to look at the name of them.
Is it defensive marking?
Yes. So this is the bad.
All right.
So for those that are not on YouTube watching this, and you absolutely should be on YouTube watching this, Miami has the ball, the edge of the 18, near the near sideline, and about to play this ball in. And I'm highlighting our defense here because there is one man in the middle, which is Suarez, arguably their best player on the field. He's open, and I'm just looking at Morrison, and I'm looking at Tim Ream, and you have Ashley Westwood kind of tracking into the box. No one's guarding Suarez. Tim Ream, he should have been an NBA player because the dude loves to play zone defense. He is how many times now have we done screen grabs where this dude is right on the 6-yard box?
Yeah.
Like, that is where he likes to go and set up camp. And I will say this, let me tell you, Tim Ream is actually pretty decent about anticipating and kind of stopping where he think the ball is going to go. But sometimes you got to guard a damn man. So, like, he's at the 6-yard box, not guarding Suarez. Morrison is kind of like, hey, this probably shouldn't be my man because I need to be more back. So what do? No one guards him. And Suarez, from this angle, Brant can't block this cross coming in. Suarez, from this screenshot, gets a shot off and almost scores here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is pretty early in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, when I saw that, I was like, we're in trouble. Like, what is going on? I mean, luckily we have Nathan backdoor. We're good there. I'm not entirely sure where Harry is, what he's doing. Zaha is just walking around because he doesn't play defense. Why would he? So there we are. So that's the first one. If you want to go to the next screen, yeah. Look how even worse this is, where Suarez is about to receive the ball, and he's getting the shot. What is Tim Ream doing? What is Morrison doing? Zaha has his hands on his hips.
Yeah, there are 5 guys standing around them, and none of them are going to be anywhere close to being able to stop him from getting the ball and do what he wants to do.
I'm completely baffled. So yeah, Suarez almost scores here very early in the game. So what's the next one? Oh yeah, this is a great one. So 20 minutes in now, Miami has the ball on their kind of defensive third, right? right at midfield, far touchline. I have a Miami player circled who's going to make a run. Now, I don't talk a lot of trash about Ashley Westwood. He's pretty sacred with me, right? I don't know what the hell Ashley Westwood does on this play. He is literally pointing at the guy that is running instead of running with the guy. He's pointing. Brandt's in the middle. Nathan Byrne has a man. This is Ashley Westwood's guy. There is no other reason, unless Ashley Westwood is about to vomit on the field, that he should be stopped where he is. There's no other player around. There's no space that he needs to be taking up. So go to the next clip. Yeah. That's where this ball gets played. Now, this is what has troubled us for the whole season and a little bit last season. Now you have Morrison, who's a center back. He is now out on the right flank where Byrne would be. And, you see Ashley Westwood here way behind. That's his dude, because actually Byrne has a man.
Yeah.
Or they could have switched. This also led to a shot on goal. I don't think I went the whole way. Oh, I may have. Go one more. Or is this not the same one? Oh, yeah.
Nope,
this
same
is
one.
the one.
You're still going.
Yeah, we're still going here because this is even horrible. So the play has progressed. You have Suarez, again, who's open. You have Morrison, who's where Nathan Byrne should be. Ashley Westwood has, again, decided to not continue. Tim Ream's like, I guess I need to get somebody. I might get Suarez. And in the middle of the screen, I highlight a dude and say, WTF, because this dude way back is the one that gets a beautiful volley shot on goal and almost scores. So go to the next clip. This is where he shoots. There is not a single damn player near this dude. Zaha is like, oh God, I should probably run back and maybe try. Look where our whole entire defense is on the other side of the field. This is our problem. This right here. This is our problem. Just
this really
situational where,
well.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in on you, but like I think this spells out a lot of what you talked about, even some last year, but this year too, is like how other players last year, a lot of times it was the fullbacks, and in this case it was a little bit too, but how other players are putting our back line into terrible situations because of what they're doing. To your point, like
100%.
Ashley, it seems like is maybe when you go back to, again, if you're not watching us right now, you want to look and see what we're talking about. It's 2022 to like 2027 on the clock of the match in the first half. You can see all this happen. But like Ashley's pointing as if the center backs have nothing else to be doing, but they've got Suarez back there, and there's another guy, as you can see in the next shot. There's a couple guys back here that they're having to deal with already, right?
Yeah, it's
and
Ashley Westwood's guy.
So for them having to go account for him not covering that guy, all of a sudden all your center backs are playing like right backs.
They get pulled out of the middle. It puts
them in a bad decision, and then they have to try to figure out how to cover back, and then no one's there on the opposite side when the ball gets played over there. So
this guy probably should have. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, David.
I was gonna say that's when Kalina almost face plants into the post, right?
Yes.
When he was trying to dive.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, this guy probably could have brought this ball down. It was a hell of a volley. I'll give him that. But I mean, I think this really does highlight, because if it's a screen grab, but kind of like if you go a second before that, Ashley Westwood is right with this guy. Then I pause it after there's a little bit of distance and he's pointing. So, I mean, again, it's this, and Ashley Westwood is usually very good, but this just kind of highlights kind of what you were saying, Corey. Like, this is our issue. Our center backs get pulled out of position because we're not defensively sound and we're not talking, communicating, and watching our runners.
And then we've got roughly 5 guys over here, accounting for 2, if you're being generous, 3 Miami players.
Right.
And then you've got all those at the whole other side of the field's wide open.
And if you look, you see where Suarez, who's circled, he's moving into that space. So that ball gets kind of played, to him in that space. Tim Ream's too far away to really get there, and he finally does. But then it opens up the whole. It's just a calamity of errors, and honestly, I hate to say this, Brant Bronico's got to do better here too. If you go back a frame, what is Brant doing? He's looking at, I guess, the guy who's near the referee, and Zaha's got to be better about seeing this threat coming through the middle. So it's just a calamity of errors here. So we're very lucky not to be 2 goals down in the first 20 minutes. Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
Deep sigh.
I know.
You just need a moment.
Now let's talk about something good real quick. I do have it's the screen grab underneath what we were just talking about. It's at 10 minutes and 23 seconds. There is something I do want to highlight that we need to do and we didn't do enough of.
Got it. Okay.
And it's a little thing here. So this ball is played out of the back from Morrison. Instead of playing out to Burn and then Burn to Abada, Morrison goes straight to Abada, kind of bypassing a little bit of the field there. What's cool about this is I have a Miami player circled. Look what direction he's running at. He's running away from Pep Biel, who's cutting back in. The reason why, Pep faked left and then came back right to get this ball. And it was a short, 1-2 pass between him and Abada, right? And then, Abada gets the ball to Pep. Pep gets it back to Abada. And then we just talked about Ashley Westwood. We talked about the bad. Now we'll talk about the good. Ashley's in the middle of the field. He sees all of this happening, and he is about to sprint down the field. And he actually gets a shot off. It's actually a really good shot off on this play. That is what we need to start doing. But we don't move well. Our middle three have not been moving well to get the ball in good pockets of space and then continue the move. So, but again, this ball out of the back is what kind of triggers this whole thing, because normally, like I say, we pass it to Burn. Burn passes it to Abada, and it allows the defense to get over. This sped the play up. So we just need more of that. And this was a great play in the first 10, 11 minutes in, and we about scored. So just need more of that.
Yep.
So that was a good part with Abada. Do you think were you happy with Abada's first half performance? And
no, go to the screenshot directly under that.
I was teeing you up there. Sorry.
Oh, no, go to the screenshot under. And I'm being petty, guys. You can call me Richard Petty. I don't care. For those who can't see, this is mean.
It's not mean though. It's legit the issue though.
I will say, to just set it up, he did have some decent moments in the first half, but the bad moments to me overshadowed any few decent moments that we saw from him. And this was one of the bad moments that really overshadowed.
Well, exactly. Well, you bring up a really good point, Corey. It's hard to celebrate him because he has so many disappointments and bad moments. Like we just talked about in the first 11 minutes, he had a good 1-2 with Pep, gets this ball into Westwood for a shot. That should be the norm. Yeah. But it's not.
And there was some of that. I would say, they did this thing with, I don't know if they usually do this. I didn't notice it for the first time in this game, where when they subbed out Abada later in the match, they showed some of his highlights from the match so far, which I thought was kind of a cool thing. Yeah. And he did have some really nice passing and movement that they showed. I was there were some of those, but you didn't show this that we have on the screen right now. And I feel like there was one other massive mistake that I've blocked out now that around the same time. Yeah. It's there were some good moments, but they were overshadowed by just what are you doing moments. So I'll let you, just to set up for people, this is the 22nd minute, 21:16 on the clock is our screenshot that we're working with right now.
Yeah, and it's just this one because I didn't want to just go through the whole thing. From this position, he has a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he does not even get the damn ball on frame from here. If he would have dribbled in one on, shot the ball, keeper saved it, okay.
Yeah.
We could have maybe talked about, you got to do better, yada. Doesn't even get the damn ball on frame from here. So it's piss poor. I'm sorry. And I tweeted this out too. At some point, we have to hold Dean accountable for continuing to start this dude when he should not be on the field. Lil Bada should not be on the field. We have Kerwin Vargas, and we actually have some probably younger players that need more time over this shit. And I'm done. I'm done. I've been done. But yeah.
I was gonna ask, and so and this is just, I'm not trying to defend Dean or Abada or anything like that in this situation, but do you think it's like the yips or like a mental thing here, where it's kind of like a coach seeing a player that probably is practicing pretty well, but then come game time may not be clicking all the way, and so the coach is like, I'm gonna help you work through this because I see it. I see the potential there. We also spent a lot of money on him. And so they're probably trying to get through this, because the other flip side of this is that the value of a player, if you are going to try to flip him as a DP, is dwindling game by game if he's not playing, or if he's not getting minutes, or he's not producing, right? So is it Dean just trying to do him a solid and try to work through this, or what do you think it is?
From what I understand, Abada is just as bad in training as he is on the field. And I'm kind of past the point of being nice about this whole...
Just throw away what I was just talking about. So I don't know. I just...
No, I've tried to be nice about Abada, but I'm kind of done, and I'm really getting very angry at Dean because... And I was going back and forth with some folks on Twitter about the front office, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Dean sets the starting lineup. He's starting him. Mm-hmm. Not only is Abada in the squad, he is starting him over Vargas, who was red hot last season. Make it make sense, man. And if this was Abada's first season, okay, yeah, got to work through it. But this is the third season. He has 12 goals, 4 assists. He's paid what, $2.5 million. So I don't know. To your kind of what you're saying, David, are we playing him to kind of hey, somebody buy this dude? I don't know. Him playing, I don't think is making it worse.
Yeah.
And sometimes, players and coaches and front office, they're smart. Sometimes they know a player's in a situation that they're not getting many minutes, they're not seeing the field, but they know the quote unquote potential. So they'll be okay with that. I just don't see any logical reason to start Abada at this point. I don't. So it's making me angry at our coach. And if this is a front office directive, then I'm mad at the front office. Somebody is making this decision, and it's a stupid one.
So on that note, I'm assuming you would not start him next game.
Hell no. I don't here. This is why I hate this. I hate doing the podcast sometimes because we have to come.
Sorry,
on here
I teed you up there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is one of the things I don't like doing about the podcast is I feel bad talking like this about one of our players, but I'm being as honest as I can be. You can't get paid that amount of money and play that poor. He has been that poor for not just one season, multiple seasons now. How do you lose your spot and be a DP?
Well, there's some players out there that have done that, but it's not should not be the norm.
Yeah, and they get sold, so he needs to be gone.
Correct. Yeah,
Abada needs to be gone. And again, I hear things, I hear rumblings, right? And he's not that good at practice either. So I don't know. Something's something's weird there.
amiss.
Yeah, I don't get it. Maybe somebody can pull me aside and tell me why we're doing what we're doing, but I sure as hell don't understand it. But I also do a podcast. I don't get paid to make decisions.
So Swift, on that note, I guess transition to the second half. Is there any slides that you had from the second half? Because I will say, it felt like Charlotte played a little bit better in the second half, or at least created some chances as well. But just wanted to make sure you have your space here to talk through it before we go to Q&A.
Yeah, I have some for the second half. Go, Corey, if you want to bring up the one below the Abada one that we just did. This one, I about blew a gasket on watching it live and then rewatching it. And this kind of sums up our night, I think. Man, I'm being really negative. I don't really.
Was it the one about the corners? Hold on.
Yes.
All right, hold on. We got it? Yeah, we're there. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Before we do anything, look at the time. 51:15. This is a corner. Right? So this guy's wide open at the top of the box. Right? No one has bothered to guard him because we like to play zone defense, apparently, or some type of non-defense thing that we've learned to do. So he gets a clean shot off because we didn't bother to guard that. Now go to the next clip. Look at the timestamp. 51:44. Because this is the same exact play just a couple of seconds later. They get the first corner. The guy shoots it because he's wide open. It goes out of bounds off of us. So they get another corner. This is the other corner. The same exact play, basically. Hey, you remember that guy that was wide ass open that got that free shot off? We probably shouldn't do that again. Oh, yeah. We'll do it the exact next corner. It's the same dude.
I thought this was the same play, to be honest with you. Like I wasn't paying attention to the time. I thought this was the exact same play. Yeah.
No, it's this. This guy shoots the ball, deflects off of us. This is the next corner, and he's just open again. And he gets a really good shot off here too. Does the team watch game film? I'm happy to come in and show them this shit. They would like punch me in the face. They would be like, shut up. You do nothing. But I'm so pissed off.
Isn't that the guy who can outrun TT Ortiz? Like, we should not listen to this guy.
Yeah. But
right.
like, I mean, that's a perfect example of, what's wrong.
All right. I'll pull up what I believe is the next one.
Yeah.
If we have any bad passing choices.
Yeah. So we talked well about Morrison playing out of the back. This is a where he does not make the right choice. So he's out on the flank and plays a ball up the field. The problem is there's literally one person up there where he could have played this ball to Pep, who is rushing into the space. He does not. And I make kind of like this little crossing action here because if he just plays Pep here, Pep can play in the middle to Ashley Westwood rushing in. And then we have acres of space to move into, or out wide to Nathan Byrne. But we play this ball up, and he actually kicks this ball out of bounds from here. Out of bounds on the touchline that's close to him.
I feel seen right now, Swift, because this was me on Sunday beer league playing center back. That I could have just easily played it soft, but I booted it out of bounds.
Now, if we had, here's the thing, like, and the reason why I called this out is because this ball is played up forward, right? Even if we're able to trap this ball down, there's no one else up there. We're just isolated. Mm-hmm. So it's a 50-50 ball at best. And if he brings it down, there's no one really interested. I think maybe Abada was up there, but he's in no spot to win the second ball if there's a second ball. It's a turnover before he even kicks this ball. And that's the difference. I highlighted the good passing. Now this is where we just don't we're not thinking. Pep does good to get into that spot, and we don't do anything with it.
All right. In our last series, which is called WTF Part 1 through 4.
Oh yeah, this really angers me too. So I'm kind of I don't know if we were in like transition here or something had happened, but it's like the opposite day here. You have Zaha and Kerwin Vargas on the same side of the field, and you have Pep Biel playing right wing, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if something has happened here. But anyway, Miami has the ball. They're coming forward. It's the 79th minute. Wilfred Zaha decides to rush forward because at that point, no one else had. So you have Kerwin Vargas, who's on the side of the field. He doesn't go get the wide open man here. Tuffalo also does not go get this wide open man. And this starts this whole hilarious thing. So if you go to the next clip, he gets the ball because no one's guarding him. And still, no one is guarding him. Adon here is like, yeah, this guy that's beside of me, I'm probably not going to follow him anywhere. So you kind of see where this is going. So play the next one. Yeah, he gets the ball and he's off running into space. And again, no one's anywhere near him. Now, I didn't go all the way through. If you get a chance, go back and watch this play particular in the highlights. This is like 78-20. This ball is trickled to this Miami guy that's he's moving from like right to left. This ball somehow, if you play the next clip, this dude somehow gets the ball, and it's not a hard pass, it's like a mistouch, and it trickles. It trickles to this dude who's able to not only get the ball, but to turn. And if you could see this screenshot, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5, 6 people around this one dude that should not have gotten the ball to start with. That's I can't.
There are 9 players. No, 10. All 10.
Oh, it's our entire
all 10 field players are in this frame, and all but one of them are within, I don't know, comfortably 20, 25 yards of each other. Like just 2 lines of 5 almost around the Miami players, and he gets the ball easily and keeps moving. Like that's
I was just going to ask, and because I know it came up in the chat during the game, and a few people I was texting with, is it just that we're getting gassed and we're waiting too long to sub in and make impact changes on this, and these guys are just gassed at this point, and they're just not as sharp? Because like we didn't really make any subs until 70th, 80th minute. We brought on Corin Vargas and Gianni in the 71st, and then Goodwin and Smalls in the 81st, but like. You have what, three sub windows, I think, right? So like, are we waiting too long? Are we being too prescriptive on it? Like, what do you think it is?
I mean, we had made a sub, but normally, David, I would say, yeah, that might have something to do with it. But what did our coach say that we were working on in the off season?
Well, fitness and
our fitness. Yeah, that's what we're really working on. Is our fitness. Do I sound bitter? Because I am. I feel like
just a wee bit. Sorry, I didn't mean to cough right into the microphone.
Yeah.
But yes, no, it's it's okay.
I think it's a lack of awareness. I just don't know. I don't know. I and again, I hate to talk bad of our team, but shit, like it's right there on the screen. Am I a professional soccer player? No, I am not. But like, come on.
I guess like on my sub comment, right, and like. Miami made 10 changes to their starting 11, right, in terms of players starting. They also made 5 subs within the same 2 windows that we made 4, right? But like they made all 5 of their subs by the time we brought in our 3rd and 4th player, right? And so like the younger players, not experienced, and I guess that's where it's like, are you feeling the flow of the game? Because at that point in the 71st minute, we still had 8 players that were the same players since minute 0, right? Yeah. And that they just brought on 4 fresh legs at that point to kind of push. I don't know. I guess that's where I'm getting at.
One of the things I noticed, and I was very curious about, I don't know if anybody else caught this. When Kerwin Vargas comes in, and it's who else came in with him? I can't remember. Anyway,
Gianni.
yes, you're
Yeah.
correct. So they were on the sideline, ready to come in. Something happens where they don't go in. They're not 100% ready. So it's another 6-7 minutes before they actually go in. And again, and I've noticed that before, like we're kind of late subs and it's kind of like, move your ass. I will say this. I am an ex-soccer player. When I came off the bench to go into the game, I wanted to use every single second. And my coach was like, get your ass over here. We're going in the game. Like, where is the sense of urgency? Every minute counts. What are we doing? So maybe I'm a little more pissed off than what I thought I was about this game. But I have a lot of questions and concerns. It just doesn't make any sense to me, some of the stuff that we're doing.
Yeah. I think what concerns me is that it's, after the Austin match, it was like, all right, that's more what we expected to see from the way the team played together.
Yeah.
This isn't nearly as bad as the LA match. Probably more, in my mind, closer to the St. Louis match as far as the way things look. But it's just, we're seeing more of this style of play from the team versus the good things. The good things we've seen have been fleeting, whereas more often than not, we're seeing this kind of like, what is the team doing? Where are they? They're in the wrong positions. They're not making the runs. Everything feels slow and without energy. And, that's what starts to concern me at this point. It's like, all right, 4 matches in, still early, only 2 home matches, playing some tough teams. Sure. But
yeah.
Seeing, you really only have one bright spot to look at, and the performance against Miami, a draw against Miami, which there's a question about this later, so I'll go ahead and say it. Like, Matt Nolan says, a draw even at home ain't a bad outcome against the defending champs. Like, yeah, a draw against Miami, when we were kind of looking at the first 5 matches and trying to see how many points we were getting out of it, like we were kind of hoping for a point out of the Miami match. But looking at the actual situation, we were on paper, the better team in this one, and really had a chance to take some points and even created some chances, but nothing was good enough to actually make an impact on this match. And we're probably lucky we didn't get scored on at all. Yeah. So yeah, draw's not a bad outcome, but it's the way they're playing more often than not this season that's really making me concerned about what's going on. Is it the players? Is it the coaching? Is it something else? Like what's happening here?
And you have to look at these games too. So, most of our opponents would play home and away. So it's how many points do you get versus how many points do they get? So at our house, we get 1 point. So if we go away and get a point, okay. Sure. But that's a tough ask. And so if it goes the other way, now we only got 1 point and they got 4 points if they win. So you kind of have to look at it like that too. And, sometimes you get a draw at home and it's better than losing, right? But at the same time, look who your opponent is, look who was on the field, look who he had on the field. And again, it's how we play. If we would have played better, had more chances, got unlucky, shots off the post, yada, yada, we feel a little bit better. But this doesn't feel all that good, right?
Mm-mm.
Can I highlight one positive moment? Well, I guess not really I guess because it didn't end up as a goal.
The biggest cheer of the night.
Well, other than the big wave going on.
Other than the biggest cheer of the night
was the Brant Bronico header back in, and Wilfred Zaha kind of like having an opportunity to score, but kicked it right at the goalie. It was a great save by Emmy, but. That was.
I thought you were
really,
talking about something
Charlotte's
else. You were
chance.
legitimately talking about a decent chance created. I thought we were going somewhere else already.
No. Well, are we talking about the coach? Are we going to talk about the coach? Is that what you're talking about?
That was the biggest cheer of the night. Is what I was talking about.
Yeah. Big shout out to Kalina though for keeping us a clean sheet in this game.
Yep. So we can transition because I have some feelings on that one real quick, Corey, on the coach front. Because you know what's weird, and this is me putting on the tinfoil hat a little bit for Are you guys ready to get real conspiracy theory here real quick?
Sure.
So like we're gonna get really weird about it. No, if you look at Foot Mob, there's no statement in the game facts, the stats, the commentary. There's nothing about Miami's coach getting a double yellow red card situation during the end of the game. So if you pull up Foot Mob, Swift, I know you're looking at me kind of like.
Do they usually do that for coaches?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I don't think that they do.
Well, you're ruining my tenfold moment.
You're
sorry.
I know. You're good. You're good.
I could be wrong.
I didn't know if they did or not. But I guess on the flip side of it, like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But like, there wasn't really much talk about that moment. And the thing that kind of frustrated me a little bit was I was watching it live, and I was told multiple times to flip off the change off from the MLS broadcast and put on the local radio, because Twellman was just being Taylor Twellman a lot in that moment of like, just like, oh my God, I really love Miami's passion right now, and the coach and everything he's doing. He's really coached them up and kept them in this game. And, meanwhile, he's getting a double yellow and getting ejected from the game. And he's complimenting him as a coach, by the way.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
I think
so
he's
like,
contractually obligated to kiss
maybe,
Miami's ass.
So, but like the thing that came up, so he obviously said something, and it's not been released or really pressed on like what he said towards the ref, that the ref gave him a yellow and then walked over there and gave him the red, right? But the thing that I put in there, and Corey, I don't know if you can pull it up or not in the video. I don't want to put us on the spot here, but there's a very, you might want to mute it as well, because there's gonna be some audio. So I was gonna say, if you want to mute that, just there we go. If you want to press play on this is in the game, towards the end of the game. So walks over and very clearly gives, and he gives this very jerky kind of like spitting reaction. And I don't want to sit here and say like, oh, it's confirmed that he spit or anything like that, because I don't know. But there was behavior indicating that of which a spit-like substance came out from his mouth towards the referee.
David, you should be a lawyer with that sentence. That was good.
Spit-like substance.
So, but like, there's been no comment on this, and I know it's still Monday, and it's been 48 hours since like this moment happened, but like, it's not like the first time that Javier has gotten into trouble with refs and gotten red cards and circumvented the rules with, the AirPod sitting in the booth and listening to, like, you know what I mean? Like this is an organization that, like, if you go back to the very first week of the year, Messi was seen going into the refs locker room to have a confrontation or a conversation with the refs, which if you go back, I think a few years ago, Cincinnati player did that during the playoffs and got suspended for like 3 or 4 games for it. Yeah. Messi never got any conversation. So again, tinfoil hat here for a moment. It's just like why does the league allow that? And, I know I'm probably saying this early on because obviously coach got a red card. We don't know. I'm sure the ref is going to put in his statements what happened. So if he did actually, in fact, spit towards him, I would hope the referee would report that. So like, I don't know. That was a frustrating moment just to kind of see that finish off the game.
Yeah, he's a punk ass coach. I never liked him as a player. Don't like him as a coach. It's a punk ass franchise. So rules don't apply.
They keep Suarez on the roster. I mean, that's I think the fact that Suarez continues to get minutes for them, I think tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, so, I don't think he should be even in the league. But I will say they'll probably, the league will look at this. I'm sure I'm almost 100% sure he'll get a fine. David Beckham will be able to stroke that check out of the money in his pocket. Not a problem. So, he's going to miss next match, but there could be something. I mean, I will say the league did okay with Suarez as far as the game suspension. He should have been kicked out of the league because this is multiple times now, but I don't know. I really want to see what would happen if a Miami player was to bet on a game to see if they actually get kicked out of the league.
Well, the league does have precedent on that.
They would probably like, oh no, I mean he gambled, but like it helps the league. I don't know.
But what's the new, again, not condoning gambling or anything like that, but it's like the website where it's not really gambling, but it's just like odds
Prediction
of things that could
markets.
happen.
Yeah.
Prediction markets. That's what I want to see.
that's
Is
what
like,
they
oh,
say.
Miami's not gambling. They're just putting money on prediction markets.
Prediction markets. Yeah, it's totally fine. It's a different thing.
He just bet on XG.
Totally different thing.
He was just betting on XG. It wasn't really gambling.
It's great.
No, it's a franchise that I have no love for.
No,
so.
Same. I think I dislike them more than any other team in the league by a hefty margin. That red card couldn't have happened to a better person. Really,
I don't
that.
I've never liked him.
What was so
I've never liked him
weird?
either. And then he gets the red card, which I had heard about the spitting thing. I didn't realize until we were listening there that happened after the red card. So he did something else.
It happened
to get
after
the
the red card. Correct.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So whatever happened there, but and then he immediately, and I feel like there wasn't, unless there was a lot happening right behind the bench, it didn't feel like he was getting harassed a whole lot by the crowd. But as soon as he got the red card, we started cheering. He looked to the crowd and started waving at
Getting
the crowd,
pumped
and
up.
getting them.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is your problem?
He's a dick. That's his problem.
So yeah, I cheered very loudly as he walked out right in front of me.
Oh, you had the perfect section, Corey. I forgot that you're right there.
Yeah, because he
walks.
walks
I mean,
right.
I'm
into the
back. I'm
tunnel.
at 200 level,
Yeah.
but I'm in that area. Yes.
Yeah.
He
He could hear you. It's okay. We know.
I
I
yelled things.
Yeah.
All right. You want to transition to Q&A real quick, Corey?
Let's do it. A few things we already addressed. Fatbird was talking about the same thing that we talked about at the very beginning about Messi not being in this match and even traveling and whether he has an obligation. So just wanted to shout out for the question, but we talked about that a little bit. So I'll hop down to Philip. He has a statement and a question. So first, the statement. Alex Wilborn should be the permanent national anthem performer, cutting off the mic after the first line of the singers in order to get an Enrico Palazzo performance from the crowd. Does anybody know what that reference is? 'Cause I have no idea what he's talking about there.
He's a singer.
I
He's
don't.
like an opera.
Oh, okay.
Singer.
Got it.
Okay, good. I'm glad somebody knew what that was. That was over my head. From the crowd is dwarfed by Alex's performance and the crowd singing along so well with an instrument being played so well. I fully support this. I think we talked about this a little bit last week. I think if you want to rotate musicians, that's a cool way to do it. But I love the idea of it just being a musician for the rest of the year rather than inviting somebody in to sing two lines and then hold the mic up.
Sorry.
If there's not someone with a kazoo, I swear to God, I'm going to riot. I need a kazoo out there doing it. Sorry.
Matt got tickled about something. I'm curious what I missed something.
I forgot because I knew I was like, Enrique Palazzo is a singer, but I was like, I don't think it's a real person though.
Okay.
So it's from a movie. It's from Naked Gun. Okay. I don't think Enrico Palazzo is an actual singer. If you've seen the movie though, that's what he's referring to.
Okay, I appreciate that deep cut reference.
Yeah.
Sorry
about that. I got tickled because I've seen that movie and I was like, I know this name. He's a singer, but he was like, that's not a real person though.
Yeah. But no, I think it's I'm fully support this. I think it's a way to support the arts community as well. Bring in symphony players, or you can even bring in youth band members and things like that. That could it's just kind of a cool way to bring some other folks in. And yeah, if the traditions we're all gonna sing it anyway, which I like that tradition, we should keep doing it. Yeah, just have someone play an instrument down there. So I like that we've done this so far. We weren't there in time to see the national anthem this time, so I don't know exactly how it went, but I think that
I haven't seen it in person yet, so I'm going to take y'all's word on it. So
yeah,
it is funny because sometimes the crowd kind of loses where they're singing, and so they have to kind of slow down a little bit, speed up. So it's a little funny, but it's good though.
That's why I also think they shouldn't drop the mic as much as they do. They still drop the mic after the first line or two. And it's no, keep the mic going. We can sing over the fully amplified trumpet. Just let it stay so we know where we're supposed to be at.
Yeah.
Because usually instruments don't play quite as slowly and methodically as singers will do it. Question from Philip though. Actually, no, I'm going to save it. It's more of a fun question, so I'm going to save that question from Philip. We'll bounce back to that one. So I'll jump over to Russell. At what point, if any, do you start considering calling up a Loco or Berchimas? What would prevent them from doing so outside of Abada and Vargas finding their form? I feel like we've gotten questions like this for the last 3 weeks of people seeing what's happening at Crown Legacy and the talent in the attack, especially that's happening down there, and kind of being like, why are we subbing on Tiger Smalls when we have not trying to knock on Tiger Smalls, but I'm just saying we've got this talent down there.
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
what's preventing them from coming up?
Well, Tiger Smalls was a legacy player, and Tiger Smalls is really good in training. But we said, was it last episode or before that? Like, you guys really need to pay attention to Crown Legacy. There are some really great players on that squad. But I think, again, we can't just willy-nilly bring people up and down. There's roster rules and everything like that. There's space. There's cap space to think about. There's these weird like little rules I put in Discord about if they come up, they can only come up a certain amount of times, and they can only play a certain amount of games. So there's weird kind of rules with that. So it's not just like yeah. But we'll see some of these guys come up.
Yeah.
So get ready. It's gonna be fun, and we got a really nice pipeline going. So it's good stuff. So maybe sooner rather than later.
Yeah, let's just talk about this real fast, because I've been loosely paying attention to them, but I hadn't looked at the actual numbers. 3 matches, 3 wins, no losses, nothing else. An 11 goal differential.
Yeah.
14 scored, 3 given up. 14 goals in 3 matches.
Can we buy like 2 goals? That'd be great. Can we do that?
They struggled last year. They struggled last year.
They did struggle last year.
So the first year they were on fire. But I mean, like, we had Brandon Cambridge, we had Patrick Osherman, like we were stacked, and now we're kind of stacked again. So, we got some folks that are probably too good to play it at that level. We'll see.
So on that note, Swift, not to make it this a negative show, but like I was joking around in the chat, I think with Joe and Thomas or somebody else in there. But like, how do we always seem to always be out of GAM to stop these kind of moves from happening? Like, I feel like we should have had some GAM carryover. I mean, I don't know all the rules, maybe not, but like, I feel like we probably should have had some residuals from the Patrick Gajamain and the Adilson Malanda sales that we had to help carry and give some buffer, because it doesn't expire anymore, right? And then we go into this season and we have like $70,000 or something crazy that's like minuscule. So like we're basically stuck with the players we have right now until we sell somebody. So like, what do we spend it on? What do we do?
Well, I mean, you're trying to get international roster spots too, because some of these players are filling those. So you got to have those. And again, it's cap space. It's not necessarily, I mean, you can have a ton of GAM and still not be able to bring anybody up because of the other restrictions and everything like that. So it's not necessarily.
Yeah. It's not like a roster. Yeah. I get that. That was more of a sidebar conversation of like, because you do have to use some of that sometimes to buy international spots and things like that happen. But like, seems like every year we spend every dollar we can in GAM, and we have none that carries over every single year.
Well, I mean, think about who's our center back now. That was one. So, I mean,
Morrison. I'm joking.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've got Tim Ream. So, I mean, we've had to make some room, and we'll continue to make room. And, this summer's going to be really key. I think we'll offload some folks and move some things around, but it's exciting to know that we have that coming. Aaron John has already featured a couple of times, but we got to be careful with that, because again, there's these weird roster rules about they can only come up a certain amount of time, and they can only play a certain amount of time without full signings. You could it's kind of like you're loaning the players back and forth. It's kind of strange, but that's MLS for you.
All right, still from Russell, we'll stick with him for a few questions here. Would you considering starting Luca De La Torre over Bronico against Red Bull New York, assuming that we will have greater possession and could use the additional creative forces against the trademark Red Bull press, parentheses, unless Michael Bradley is not having them press as much, in which case I think we have the answer to the question. So, De La Torre was hurt for this past match, right? Was that what it was?
He had a concussion
protocol.
Okay. So, assuming he's available for the next match, would you consider starting him over Bronico?
Maybe not starting, just because he's coming off of protocol. But again, if we're in a situation where we need some movement and something else creatively, yeah. But I think I'd like a little more defensive bite against Red Bull at the beginning. But it is a good question, because if they do press, you need somebody creatively that can get out of, move well and then get out of the space. But I think I would start Brant and then kind of see how the game goes.
Just on that note, big kudos, Brant Bronico. Miami was his 150th appearance for Charlotte FC.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Big congrats for a guy that everyone wrote off that would never make minutes and et cetera. But here we are. So
here we are.
Cannot be stopped.
Never.
All right, Russell's got 2 more. I'm gonna skip one of them.
I love Russell. Russell always asks like he's not a one question guy. He's a multiple questioner, and I love him.
Yeah, it's great.
He always asks some good questions.
He asked one about kind of the more confident in the defense and more concerned about the offense. I feel like we're going to talk about the offensive concerns a little bit with another question we have here too. So I'm going to ask a separate question he has that also has to do with the offensive output. But I like the way this one was framed. At this point, do we consider the lack of efficient, quote unquote, half court offense a byproduct of Dino's system? So I assume when he says half court, offense, it's, when we don't have a breakaway or like a quick transition situation, it's more of like we're trying to build up the attack in a standard way. And we seem to not be able to do anything creative with that. So is that a coaching thing? Is that a system thing from Dean? What do we attribute that to? Because it's been like that for, I feel like, most of Charlotte FC's history.
Yeah, and that's why I tried to highlight those 2 plays with Morrison. One very good about bypassing, getting it up the field more instead of just playing it sideways. And the other one was playing up the field when he shouldn't have. So I think more of the first, right? But that takes movement, though, and we talked about that. Pep moving into space, also our other midfielder moving past that. And that's the thing, like we're like stagnant. Even if Pep makes that move, a lot of times our other midfielder is just standing there. So it's got to be some movement around. Mm-hmm. And before we go to the next question, I really want to get 2 things in before we go to David. You had mentioned it, I think, in Discord, but I really want to shout out, and I promised I would do this on the show, to Brian Bishop, who is Mint City Collective's most wanted or most famous or something. I'm just kidding. He's the Mint City
member. He's
the Mint City member spotlight. I told him I'd give him a shout out on the show. It's something that Mint City's doing. They do like a member spotlight, someone who goes to the tailgate and helps set up or do something extra within the club there. So big shout out to him. I talked to him, told him I'd give him a shout out on the show. And then the other thing is Matt Nolan, who's in our Discord, who asked tons of questions. Promise I would do this too. He is running the Boston Marathon, which is, I don't know if I've never known anybody to run the Boston Marathon. But he's also raising money for like Blood Cancer United. And he's done a lot of stuff with me for Light the Night and everything too. And he's doing this for his mom who passed away. But he's got this, and Corey, you might like this. He's doing like an NCAA basketball bracket challenge. He's hosting it. All the money, the picks goes towards this fundraising effort. You've got to get all your picks in and your money in by 12:15 on Thursday, March 19th, because that is tip off, I guess, for the first game. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
yeah.
So if you're in Discord, message Matt if you want more information. He's been emailing out. You've probably seen it in Mint City's Discord or in the Soccer Show Discord. So just wanted to highlight those 2 things.
Absolutely. Sorry. Good shouts. No, that was great. I'm glad you did that. And I think we should call it Mint City's Most Wanted. That has a good ring to it.
Yeah. I think Chris Fickling was the last most wanted.
I was going to say, shout out to Chris too. He was also, correct.
When I first saw it, I was like, is he missing? Is this like a milk carton? Is this a Taken situation? Do we need to...
have a very specific set of skills.
It's a Taken situation. What's happening?
Oh man, I love that. All right, let's stick on the same question trend here from Eric. Pulls out some stats for us, including the playoffs versus NYCFC and the first 4 games of this season, and adding the stoppage times. We have scored an abysmal 2 goals in the past 625 minutes of 11v11 open play. So not counting PKs and not counting any goals scored after the 11v10 with Austin red card. Much of that time, we had the same starting attack of Zaha, Tokomati, Abada, Vargas, Pep. So again, 2 goals in 625 minutes. I feel like it might be a little unfair to take away the ones from Austin because that team was playing well, but I get what he's trying to say here. So the question becomes, when is the panic button appropriate? David, I'll start with you since
well, he gave a lot more facts because I chimed in that night with something very similar, and then of course I was wrong because I forgot we scored against NYCFC in the playoffs. So I'm glad that Eric did the math and the actual research for me there and did that. So thanks, Eric. No, I don't think it's time to hit the panic button yet, but I do think there's some valid concerns there. In terms of, I don't want to say attack, I think it's just consistency because we couldn't buy a goal to get out of the playoffs last year. We go so hot and cold where it's like we'll go like a game or two without really having a really pretty or open play goal, and then we'll have a game like Austin where we're just like we're pressing, we're passing, we go up a man, and then we score 3 goals, and it's party in the bank and everyone's going wild, and then the next game it's like we can't even get other than 1 shot on target, against Miami's B squad. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's my concern is just consistency. But I think, I think it's fair because Tokomati's a younger guy and getting into his role. But I don't think that it's an unfair expectation with the quality of players of like a Zaha, a Pep Biel, a Lilo Abada, who we spend DP money on, Curran Vargas, who's been on the team for 4 years now and understands MLS. Like, I don't think that's an unfair ask to be like, just be a little bit more consistent. So that way we can, especially when we have a home stretch of 5 games at home, we've got to score. So, but go ahead, Swift.
No, I agree. You hit the nail on the head. Just consistent. We look like a totally different team last game than against the first 20 minutes of Austin. We looked really up for it against Austin. Against Miami, we looked like we were scared and hesitant and just didn't really have a game plan in place. And again, communication I don't know what we're doing. So yeah, consistency would be good.
All right. From Thomas Hughes. I like this question. Did Morrison also simultaneously impress you and scare the hell out of you with some of the tackles he made on Saturday night? I'll tell you what, the kid's fearless.
Yes, he is. There was one tackle I was like, oh my God, please be careful. Do not get a penalty kick.
It's like right there in the box. Yeah.
Yeah, he's strong, dude. If I see that dude coming at me, though, I'm like, whatever, man. You have the ball. He's a big dude. And he had like a couple of missed touches. There wasn't one that he kind of mistouched. I think I highlighted part of it. If you continue that play forward, he like mistouches the ball and it sets up a chance. And he's going to have those. But man, he's impressed me. His how he can win the ball in the air, how quick he is, how good he can actually be on the ball. But he's gonna make mistakes, man. What is this? This is second game. I don't know. It's crazy.
Second game starting.
Well, he came in as a sub. Then second game as a starter.
It's crazy, right? This is insane. Like, who is this guy? And like for a long time, I was like, who's this other Ajimane that's on our team? Like it was like we have is it his brother? All of a sudden now he's starting. He's our center back. And that sounds like it would be a problem. Like if you really just said that, you're like, oh God, you guys must be in bad shape. But this dude can ball. He's really good. So
I think the way you framed the question is perfect. But I think there are going to be times where it's going to be like, no, he's gonna have some of those rookie moments.
So. I think so too. Yeah, and
I think it's going to
be patient.
In the wash. So go ahead.
No, I was going to say we need to be patient with him because he's going to make mistakes.
Yeah, I think in the long run he's going to be a very good player, and we're going to be very happy to have him starting in that role. But it's going to come with a few oh God moments.
For sure.
All right. We have a handful of fun questions and we can get out of here. Let's see. What order do I want to do these in? Let's start with Nietzsche's question. I like this one a lot. Create an all-star team. You can only pick from past and present CLTFC players. Who is your starting 11 for the Charlotte FC all-star team? Like, remember when you had the all Madden teams back in the day? Do they still do those? Like on the video game, I used to love those.
I don't
know.
With like the all Madden Panthers team or whatever.
I don't know.
Anyway, that was a bit of an aside. But yeah, what's your
well, I'm gonna say TT Ortiz, Alan Franco.
I was waiting.
I'm joking. I'm joking. No, I saw that come through. So like, yeah, right. So I was thinking through that a little bit. So I'm gonna say, right wing, you're gonna have Karol Swiderski. Then at the 9, you had Idan Tokomati. Left wing, Wilfred Zaha. Attacking mid, you've got Pep Biel. Center mid, you have I'm gonna do Brant Bronico, then Ashley Westwood, and then I think on the left you're gonna have left back. Oh man, this is tough. I'm gonna say you're who was your boy again? Swift. Ronan. Yuri. Yeah. I'm gonna say Uranen. I can't. Yuri. There you go. It's left back.
I just want to see how long you're gonna get stuck.
I was getting stuck real hard there.
That one.
That guy. Then I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have Anton Walks and Adil Simalanda at center back, and then right back you're gonna have Nathan Byrne, and then Kalina in goal. That's my starting 11 all time Charlotte FC.
I think Matt and I had the same reaction to your top line. I think I was reading his facial expression. So Matt, you want to do yours?
Yeah, so I'll start in the back. Kalina, Malanda, Anton Walks. That's a really good one. Byrne, and then Yeri, of course, left back. And then it's kind of a lot of players that we have: Zaha, Vargas, Westwood, Bronico, Pep Biel. But then you got to put Patrick up top.
Oh, yeah. See, okay, yeah. Damn it! How could I forget?
I know. That's the thing. We've had a lot of players. It's hard to.
Son of a bitch.
Hard
Everyone's
to
probably listening to this 60 seconds ago and like, you idiot, David. What are you doing?
I was about to say. I think me and Matt made the same face when you said Tokomati. You're like, huh, interesting.
But I think a lot of the players we have now are our best. Kind of the best we've had. Aside from Malanda, I think is one of the best players we'll probably have for quite a while. But yeah, go ahead, Corey.
I was thinking the same thing. No, I mean, you've hit on mine basically. Like I was thinking, like you basically take the current roster and you switch a handful of positions, right? Like I think the center back, one or both, definitely Malanda goes in there, and then I like the idea of putting Walks there, but I could also just leave Ream there. You leave Nathan.
Agreed.
Left back, probably Uranen, but I could go from like a lot of other people there too. Midfield, I'll agree with you on Pep, Bronico, Westwood. That's what I would stick with. And then Patrick, Zaha.
I about said Sergio in the middle. Ruiz.
I almost said Sergio too, but I said I was like, I got to go with Bronico because 150 matches, and Sergio we just never got a chance to really see.
So who's your top, Corey?
I say Zaha, Ajiman. And I say Swiderski also. I like putting Swiderski up as a winger, just if I'm having to make like a best 11.
Ooh, yeah.
That's just me. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. He needs to be on there.
The system.
Okay.
Yeah, like he needs to be on there somewhere. That's fair, I don't know where you want to put him. Like find a place to put him or get different formation, whatever. But like,
hey, Latanzio used to do that all the time. He used to find the spot for him on the field when he.
The reason I think that's why I said Tokomati with where I did, because in my head I was doing the Latanzio FIFA method where like. Tokomati and Swiderski could swap and intertwine positions really easily. And one could go up to the top, one could go out wide, more so than Patrick out wide. You know what I mean? But like, I also forgot about the Derby great Patrick Ajiman. So,
All right. I'll go back to the Phillips question now. He says, let's revive a question from the past. among individuals who have not had the honor, who would you like to see coronated before a match? And I also want to say that I was mad that, again, I didn't get there in time, so I didn't see it until social media afterward that Seth Avett was honored this week, this match, which was awesome. Love some Avett Brothers. So
Fun
cool.
fun fact: I played soccer against them.
Yeah,
They went to Mount Pleasant High School. I went to North Stanley, and we beat them handedly.
Did both brothers play on the soccer
I
team?
can't remember if both played. And I think they were a year younger than me. I think that's what it was. Yeah.
That's
Let
fun.
me look at the age real quick. I think he was like a year or two younger than me. But yes.
I'm gonna say something very
I think both did
sacrilegious here.
Okay. Go ahead, David.
I was just gonna say my sacrilegious North Carolina comment is that I don't think I've ever really listened to an Avett Brothers song from start to finish. So
Jesus Christ,
I'm sorry.
dude.
I know. I'll do my homework on my flight tomorrow.
I mean,
so
I don't know if you
just
like the style of music. Like, I don't know what I mean, do you typically like, because there's also, now we're going to get into a rabbit hole. This is going to become an Avett Brothers podcast real quick. There's like a spectrum too of like early Avett Brothers, which is like, they were a punk rock band who decided to grab a banjo and acoustic guitar instead, which is like actually their background. So like you got the very high energy, there's like super high energy, just like banging on a guitar and a banjo, like punk rock with banjo, which I actually love that stuff. It's really cool, but it's very different than like you hit a certain point and it becomes a little bit more of like your traditional Americana,
like the Lumineers,
ish. Yeah, I mean, they definitely mellow out over a number of albums. So you've got different.
Okay.
You've got different. I'll send you some to start with.
Okay,
I'll
send
say where
some
you
stuff
start.
over my way.
So one of the brothers is older than me, and the other one is younger than me.
Okay.
So I definitely played with the younger one, but the older one, I think I still would have played against him.
That's a fun
I would have
fact.
been, because I would have been a sophomore when he would have been a senior.
It's a fun fact. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I just gotta remember to text David some Avett Brothers. But all right, who's your who would you like to see coronated?
I don't know. I think we've hit a good number of people. I was trying to think through this. I'm drawing a blank. I want someone local. I don't know. Like, shit, man. I don't know. Get Sir Purr out there or something. I don't know.
It does. I will say, it gets hard when you get this many seasons in to be like, what's a Charlottean? Who's a Charlottean that we can throw up there?
What doesn't necessarily have to be someone who's from Charlotte.
But someone that's impacted the
to
Charlotte
the
area or the Carolinas. Yeah, correct. Because I crowned Steve
two
Smith.
Big ones.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, you got answers. Let's hear it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Michael Jordan and Petey Pablo.
Yeah, I thought about Petey Pablo.
How the hell is Petey Pablo not already been one?
Petey Pablo would be a great one.
I mean, because what he's going to do is he's going to take that scarf and spin around like a helicopter.
No,
I am
take
honestly
his shirt
baffled.
Off and twist it around.
That would
like
be great. Now there's tons of Panther players that we could do, Hornets players. I mean, there's a lot that we could do. There's a ton of people that are still out there that we could.
Yeah.
NASCAR drivers, because we've done Dale Jr.
I thought about NASCAR drivers. Yeah, there's a lot of those you could do. And yeah, my mind also went to musicians. I mean, there's so many North Carolina musicians and bands and things like that
you know who you need up there then, don't you?
Casey and JoJo.
That's right.
Darn right.
Yes, sir.
That was my answer. You got there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin it.
No, you're right. No, you were leading me right there. That's where I was gonna go.
Oh,
that's what we need to see.
Yeah.
We'll play All My Life, and it'll become our
I swear,
wonderful.
if we ever get word that that's going to happen, I swear Corey better be the person that crowns them.
All right. Yeah. If anybody from the team is listening, if you ever get Casey or JoJo, or Casey and JoJo, I can't remember if there's a third one, maybe I don't know. Get Corey on, get him to do the coronation to crown them, please. I've gotten to do it once.
Who'd you do it for again?
Austin from Southern Charm.
That's right.
Who's the tallest man I've ever seen. He's really tall. Well, I'm short, so like everybody's taller than me. But I got to do it once. And I remember being asked, and Sean was like, do you watch Southern Charm? I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah. My wife watches a lot of it. He goes, do you want to coordinate this dude? I'm like, yeah, sure.
Sure.
But
Why
if
not?
it's Casey and JoJo, come on. One, get Casey and JoJo in there, and then let Corey do it. And then if you get Petey Pablo, let Gusler do it.
I like it.
I've already done it
That's
one
cool.
time though. I did it the very first game and against
that's
LA Galaxy,
right.
and I did it with Steve Smith. Yeah.
That's
So if you look on
right.
You
my
set the
little
bar here. Yeah.
That's right.
my little claim to fame, if you go onto the Apple TV before the game starts, you know, where they drop the ball and don't do any pregame whatsoever, and you see the game, and it's like you just sitting there waiting for it to be exactly 7:30 for the broadcast to come on. There's an overview of Charlotte in the stadium on the very first game, and it's right before I coordinate Steve Smith, because you look on the big screen, there's me awkwardly holding the crown with Steve Smith on the throne. Screenshot of that on there for Apple TV. So
That's amazing. I haven't noticed that.
I also, Steve Smith refused to take his hat off, and so I tried to put the crown on top of his hat, and it fell off, and it was awkward. And I was like, oh my god, like I'm gonna be remembered for this forever. And then no one
He turned to you and yelled,
whatsoever.
"Ice up, son!" And it was amazing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So yeah, anybody at the show or anybody at the club listening, Corey is due. He's the only one on here that has not done that. And Casey, I mean, he'll coordinate anyone, but if we can get Casey and JoJo, that would be ideal.
I'm down. All right, last question that we have from Fatbird, aka Donnie, or should be Donnie, aka Fatbird. Either way, he is one. He is one with the
Curran Vargas's left foot. Yeah, one of the two.
His
One of
left
the three.
foot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Best soccer movie of all time.
Go ahead, David.
I've got two, and they were both put in the Discord. One was Victory, because for whatever reason, like the soccer camp soccer team that we did this summer soccer camp every year, where we stayed in this like college for a week and had like no AC. It was middle of July. It was miserable, but they would have a random movie night, and we watched Victory for whatever reason for that every year for like 4 years. So we watched that. I didn't know who were 90% of the people in the movie were at the time, but you know, it has a little special place. And then The Big Green, that one, that's like a 90s, little love back there in the back for me. So those are the two. So
Corey, what about
Go
you?
ahead, Matt. I'm gonna put it on you because I, honest to God, I'll just go ahead and say it. I can't even think of one.
Oh, okay.
I can't think of a single soccer movie that I have seen.
there's one you've got to have seen, the Will Ferrell.
I literally just Googled soccer movies, and I'm scrolling through to see if anything.
You've seen the Will Ferrell one, right? With
No, I saw that. I saw that one come up. I was like, I probably
Yeah.
should see that movie. I have not seen that movie. No.
So for me,
So,
when I first saw this, I was like, are we talking soccer documentaries? Because there's some really good ones. But I guess if we're talking about like movie, it's Shaolin Soccer. Because I think Nietzsche put that in the Discord. That movie is so ridiculously over the top and insane that it's good. And it is exactly what you think about it.
Is that like the anime one where there's like really dramatic?
it's
Oh, okay. Never mind.
real people doing incredible soccer kung fu.
Soccer kung fu.
And it's
Okay.
exactly what you think it sounds like.
Sweet. I'll have to look that up. Then.
It's awesome. And then, if we're talking about like documentaries and stuff, like there's like, well, I guess that's a series. Like Sunderland Till I Die is like a series.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
the
can think of
documentaries
series and TV
series,
shows that I would throw in there, and that's one of them that I thought was amazing.
Yeah. And I don't even like Sunderland, but like it's such a good show.
It just captures that club at a very interesting time. Like
Yeah.
obviously they started it when they were still in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Or was it there?
No, they
Yeah.
were.
No,
they
it
were
was right
tank-
after
they
they
had
got
already
demoted.
They'd
Yeah.
just gone down.
Yeah,
And then
they
they
were
watched them
going. They
continue to
kept
keep
going
falling.
down. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
fascinating.
maybe they should start doing something for Tottenham Hotspurs since they're on their way down and start doing their documentary. So.
I've thoroughly enjoyed ribbing our buddy Lee at
I
CLT
have
Fan
too.
TV.
Yeah.
I was just looking. She's the Man is listed as soccer movie. I kind of forgot that that's what the sport they play. So I'm going to go with She's the Man. Have you seen She's the Man?
It sounds familiar, but I can't remember that.
Amanda Bynes and Channing Tatum.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that one. Yeah.
Wow.
This peak.
There's
like,
that one that
for
that
me,
bend,
like,
it, bend it like Beckham.
yeah. I never saw Bend It Like Beckham though. So I
Oh,
couldn't
it's
have that
Amanda
one.
Barnes
That's a
or
big one.
Bynes or whatever. She
Amanda
lost,
Bynes, yep.
lost her mind.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm throwing
Interesting.
that one in there because I didn't think about that one.
Okay.
All right. That's it. Those are all of our questions. Thank you, everybody, for sending in questions.
Yeah.
I'll do the plug for the join us in the Discord. Support us on Patreon. You can get in the Discord. You can get soccer and coffee when we decide to do it. Hopefully, we'll get back into a rhythm. I know we've had some weird
We'll be
weekends
doing
recently.
it this weekend. Yeah, we'll do it this week. I'll be doing it this Saturday.
So get in there. You can chat on Discord. It's not very much a month, but it helps out the show and helps us kind of keep doing things. So check it out there. It's Mint City. Just go to patreon.com and search Mint City Soccer Show. You'll find it. We're also with the link in the show notes to find there as well. We do put this on YouTube. So again, now we've been doing these kind of, I was going to say film breakdowns, but YouTube screenshot breakdowns.
Yeah, it'd be a lot better if you saw them visually. So to me,
they're very good visually. Again, I kind of go back and forth on my podcast listening. Some I only listen to, some I do video of, but whether you're on Spotify or on YouTube, you can check out the videos to see those segments as well. So you definitely subscribe over there and check those out. Anything else we need to plug or talk about, David or Matt?
I don't think so.
Hopefully we get 3 points this weekend. So
Another home
Good.
match. You're back at the bank.
Yeah.
You're back on the right trajectory. Maybe we'll see Karim Vargas get a start. I can only hope.
maybe.
We'll see. All right. Thanks, guys. Until next time. See ya.
See ya.